Hey everybody, welcome back to On the Verge, and we are live again tonight on Facebook. We're also live on YouTube, and today is Tuesday, and I don't even know what the date is today. What is it, Tuesday 28th?
28th.
Tuesday the 28th of October. I guess I'm not losing it completely. And thank you all for joining us tonight. We'll kind of slow roll this thing and get so everybody has a chance to get on, but also want to say this is your conservative voice of Southern Oregon, and we're on here. We try to be on here every week to give you the lowdown and the actual truth on what's happening in Oregon politics, what's happening in the House. Myself, I am State Representative Virgil Osborne, House District 2. So I have some connections, obviously, in the House. And I'm going to introduce my guests here in just a few minutes. But I want to go real quick to our sponsors. We have Diamond Lake Mini Storage again as our sponsor. He's a major sponsor. Twin Peaks Off-Road, another major sponsor. That's my business. Becky Holmes Insurance is recently added to our list of sponsors, and we're going to hear a little bit more about her tonight. And also Andrea Williams with Advocare. She is our newest sponsor, and we're really happy to have these folks on here with us. Also, Little Mill Media, they're the folks that are on the other side of the camera looking back at us. And like I said, every week, they're supposed to be making us look skinny, but it doesn't always happen. And with that, also, like I always say every week, this is a conservative talk show. You're going to hear some conservative points of view. If you don't like our talk show, you don't like what we're having to say, please don't watch us. Just go ahead and come down here and talk to Justin. He will set you up. It's expensive. He will set you up with your own whatever type of podcast you want, and he does a great job with it. So our job here is to get the conservative voice out, and we tell the truth. This podcast will always tell the truth. So thank you all again for joining us. Today is also National First Responder Day, which I didn't realize until I woke up this morning, but I saw that my chief of staff put up an ad for us. So thank you to all the first responders. We love all of you. I'm a first responder myself, and we love the work that everybody does. So with that, we're going to go into our guests today. And joining us, I'm super happy to have him here. First time I've actually had a chance to speak with him, although I think we have met in the Capitol. Scott, where are you from, and who are you?
Well, good evening. I'm Scott Keyser. I'm the mayor of Mollala up here, just up in the Willamette Valley, and very honored to be on your show today.
Cool. Well, thank you for joining us. Mollala, that's just south of Crazy Town. I'm familiar with that area.
What you're talking about.
And I'm sure we have a lot to talk about. So to my left, we have Representative Boice. Introduce yourself.
Hey, thank you for this wonderful cup. This is gonna get a special place in my office.
There's only one way to get one of those. You have to come on this show.
Hey, I'm glad to be here.
And Scott, I owe you one.
Traveled from Gold Beach, and Virgil, the first time I met you was 3 years ago next month, and I thought, wow, this guy is he just looks totally trustworthy. You walk in a room, and then you followed through with the leadership in the House, and I just really have been fascinated to follow you, and very grateful for the work you do and the spirit you have, and the conservative voices that you bring with your people, and and you hang out with people like Trent Greg and Reps Carlatos and Senator Brock Smith, and thank you for the invite here.
Well, thank you, Court. I appreciate that, and I have fond memories of you as well. Driving a jet boat up the Rogue River was actually a really good time, and I don't think you could get a better ride as far as somebody that knows more about the Rogue River than you. How many trips have you been up the road?
I've logged. It sounds like I'm bragging, but over a long, 52 years since I first got my Coast Guard license, just under 10,000 trips from Gold Beach, and
10,000 trips.
Privileged life, I'll tell you.
And you haven't sunk one yet?
No. Well, let's see. There might be somebody on here that knows the history.
That's awesome. Hey, thank you for your service as well. And to my right, we have our co-host. Go ahead. Who are you?
Trent Drake. I am the chair of the Douglas County Republican Central Committee and your campaign director.
Thanks for joining us again, Trent. Yeah. And thank you for all the work you do. I mean, Trent's the guy behind the scenes in Douglas County that catches all of the good and all of the bad from the Republican Party. And he often texts me or calls me and says, can you believe what so-and-so said today or what's going on? I'm like, yeah, I can believe it because it's politics. And I don't know that there is anything less crazy than politics. And sometimes you don't want to know where the sausage is made. You may not want to watch it being made.
I'm stealing that one.
Anyway, again, thank you everybody for joining us. Looks like our online presence is starting to grow here, and we will have the ability to ask questions. You can put your questions in the comments, or you can just comment, whatever you like to do. We're going to go for about an hour here. These shows are now being rebroadcast at some point. They're being rebroadcast on was it KQN 1240 radio, and we appreciate that as well. So please like and follow us, and if nothing else, go on the radio and listen to us when we come on. So
Absolutely.
So I have some topics I wrote down, and we'll just kind of start out with some of mine, and feel free to jump in and we can discuss. And I know, Scott, you've got some stuff that you and I briefly touched on earlier, but the first thing, probably the most pressing thing that I'm hearing outside of the referendum that's coming up, is the government shutdown. I mean, we're into I don't even know what the day is. Are we in 29th day?
28th.
28th day.
Yeah. Almost a month.
Yeah.
So SNAP benefits are just about to quit. And I think I keep thinking that's going to be the turning point. I heard some interesting numbers today. 42 million Americans are on the food stamp program. And within that number, as I continued to listen, I think this was on Fox News, actually heard that 59% of the 42 million are actually not American, they're immigrants. And most of those are illegal immigrants. So, I would like to get Scott, you being the mayor of Mollala, I know the population, your constituency in Mollala is slightly different than what we have down here. I would like to kind of get an idea of what you're hearing, what your thoughts are on that.
Well, it's kind of a mix. We have some food banks set up, and I'm working on the process of trying to talk with them so I can start marketing them a little bit, and hopefully working to get some of the public that need that help a little bit more right now to use them. But there's a lot that has to be said about what's going on in Washington, D.C. with the Democrats. They're using the people in SNAP right now as meat shields. They're using the people in the radar towers as meat shields, and it's something's got to change. I'm tired of being the one getting blamed for it. Tired of hearing Republicans are the blame.
Yeah, I agree. And there's another podcast that I listen to that's not a conservative podcast, and they're basically coming out and saying, the state has plenty of money to give all these people free food, free housing, and what good is anybody if they don't have a house? They need to have a house, and they need to have free food so then they can be productive. I'm like, okay, then what? I mean, do we not have a job?
I got it backwards.
It's exactly backwards.
Yeah.
Court, your district is the South Coast. You have part of Coos County, part of Douglas County. One of the better parts of Douglas County should be mine. No, just kidding. And you have all the way down to Perry County to the border, right? So again, your constituency is even again slightly different than mine. What's your thoughts?
Well, your heart's in Winston, and I can really appreciate that.
Born and raised, Douglas High School graduate.
Oh yeah, it's a great community, and I feel really privileged to represent those folks. And yet, it goes really close with Douglas County. I mean, I told you not too long ago, and I told Commissioner Freeman that, hey, Douglas County in Oregon is kind of the hub of hope. And I really believe that because there's so much common sense and logic here. So back to your point on people, what part of the SNAP program is to people that we can't afford to subsidize and to help? Everybody wants to help. They've taken the churches out of the role in our country, and other people that are the word philanthropic, and because everybody relies on the government, and we know what the long-term consequences of that are. It will not work. So you have mayors that have to deal with this. Yeah, the Republicans get blamed, but it's all about Chuck Schumer and his system of, I'm going to stay in power, and I'm going to push back on Cortez, and shame on him because it's hurting a lot of people.
Yeah.
Our you mentioned first responders earlier, and then our military. How inexcusable that they have to go extra time, and our air traffic controllers.
And yes, air traffic controllers could be another biggie. But all the Republicans are asking for is a continuing resolution. They're not saying, okay, you have to agree to everything. They're saying sign the continuing resolution, then we'll continue to negotiate. I don't think people understand that. I think people think, well, it's just that it's Republicans against Democrats. This is the Democrats making a stand And just like Scott said, they're making a stand. They have meat shields out there. They have people that are, why are they doing this? I mean, it's not worth the argument. We're not quite the longest shutdown we've ever had in history, but I think we're pushing. We're
2
coming,
days.
yeah,
Yeah,
two
more
more
days.
days, and I think we're coming up on it. So, it's this whole Trump derangement syndrome. I mean, anything they can do to
Anything is right.
to make him look bad, and we'll get into a little bit of that too with the ICE situation and what's happening there too. But I like to get everybody's opinion. So Trent, I mean, you're the Republican Party chair. What are you hearing?
Well, pretty much the same as what Court just said. Everybody, Democrats, they're frustrated. They want the government open, especially for our military and our air traffic controllers and the people on SNAP. I've been watching a lot what Fetterman has been saying in Pennsylvania, and he's exactly right. He's still a Democrat, but he's not voting party. He's voting to do the right thing and for the country. And so his constituency, those people in need, can eat.
Yeah.
And so you've been following him a little bit.
Yeah,
that's pretty fascinating.
I think sometimes you have to have if you're in politics, you have to have a stroke to pull your head out to make you do.
I'm
not going to cuss, but sometimes you got to pull your head out. And you know what? I'm actually kind of proud of him. I mean, the guy can't wear a suit, but he can. Obviously, he cares.
I saw him with a tie the other day.
I like this right here. Les
Poole.
Yeah, said we're seeing hypocrisy on display. He's exactly right.
Yep.
He's exactly right, Les. You are 100%. It is complete hypocrisy. And to what you said, Chuck Schumer is, I just want to be in power. I don't want to do the right thing. I just want to be in power.
He could care less about the little guy that's hurting.
And then his colleague, Fetterman, said, I don't care if while I'm here, I'm going to do the right thing.
Well, and that's how I feel too. Yeah. That's how I feel about office. I mean, I enjoy my job.
Yeah.
I spend, I have people ask me, I'm very transparent. You see me on social media. It's like, there's not a day that goes by that I am not meeting with a constituent somewhere. And typically we have 3 meetings a day and maybe an event. And on the weekends, we always have something going on Friday and Saturday night. I mean, it's just part of the job. We don't get paid extra for doing that. But my one and only job is to represent the people that put me in the office. And I really want to make sure that my legacy, because that's what it's all about, right? It's like you live in the dash, between the day you're born and the day you die, you live in that dash.
Mm-hmm.
I want my legacy to be the legacy of the guy actually tried to help, and then I'd like it to say he actually won. So
our job is to do everything we can to make their lives better. And we put politics and ego aside. Progressives will not do that. They cannot do that. It's not in their DNA.
Tracy says they shouldn't get paid either while to shut down. Tracy, I completely agree with you. The problem is most of our Congress people don't really care that much about their paycheck. They're pretty well off, and that's sadly that's part of the problem with our government. I mean, it's not a problem in Oregon because I can tell you that if you're in the House of Representatives, you make peanuts, right? You don't get paid very well, and you certainly can't vote a raise for yourself. So that's never going to happen. But when you get into the federal branch of government, it's a whole different animal. And as you can see by some of the dollars, and those guys spend a lot of time raising money. And we won't get into the details of that. But anyway, well, I'm going to be a betting man, and I'm going to say that the shutdown ends October 31st.
I think you've calculated fairly well, my friend.
I think that's when it's going to be. Yeah. So
I agree.
We'll see. So that's my bet. I don't know how many dollars I'd bet on. I don't have a lot of dollars to bet on, but I'm going to bet that's what it is. So I also kind of goes hand in hand with this. I have some homeless rate. I posted this on my social media.
That was fascinating, by the way.
That was pretty crazy. Now, somebody asked me if I vetted that information, and in the fine print, it did say who put the information out, and whether or not it's exactly correct or not, it's pretty damn close.
Yeah.
Right. We now are ranked 4th in the nation for homeless per capita. Right. Behind Hawaii, DC, and New York. Now, Hawaii is 805 homeless people per 100,000. DC is 800, and then New York is 795, but they have a lot bigger populations than Oregon. We get to Oregon, we're 535 people per 100,000 that's homeless. I have to, it just makes me sick to my stomach thinking that, as you go down that list, and I had to bring a list with me, but as you get into the red states, the number of homeless per red state drops off to under 100, under 20.
They say Texas hardly has any.
Yeah, and Idaho's the same way.
Yeah.
And so clearly the policies that that we've been following for all these years with our Democrats in charge have failed. And we don't seem to want to take the effort or make the effort. Well, we are our majority party, because I think if Court, if it was up to you and I in the House, we change, things would change tomorrow. but I think
Post haste.
But I don't think they're willing to look at that. And it's a do less harm mentality. And their do less harm is now finally, I feel like, is starting to turn on them.
Yeah.
I mean, it was kind of like the drug policy when the Measure 110 thing passed. It's like, well, we'll do less harm. We're going to put these people in rehab. Well, that didn't happen. And so what you ended up with was more people homeless. You ended up with more people dying from overdoses of fentanyl and, meth or heroin, whatever. I don't even know, whatever they die from. And
more drug dependent.
And more drug dependent. Yeah. And the results of this, and I'm always concerned about the kids, you have families where the kids are parentless, or their parents are, so strung out on drugs they can't take care of them, which puts the burden back on the cities and local, counties, municipalities to try to step in to help the kids. And yesterday I met with the early childhood development folks here in Roseburg. Great folks, by the way. They do an amazing job.
Big hearts.
Yeah, really big hearts. And actually, Marcia asked me today if I wanted to go out and do a site visit with her, with some of the families. I'm like, I would love to do that.
Right.
I met with all these little kids. There's all these, I think they were somewhere between the ages of 4 and 8. And they were just the cutest kids, they were coming up and having conversations like they were adults. They just do a great job with those kids. But Scott, what are you guys doing in your city for the homeless situation?
Well, before I lived in Mollala, I actually lived in another town called Sandy, Oregon. They had a nonprofit come through there that was getting really well established called Ant Farm. And Ant Farm was started out for youth and helping youth with troubles in high school. They started a tutoring center. They actually opened a coffee shop in Sandy that the kids run. And so when I became mayor, one of my goals was to bring Ant Farm here. And so when we got Ant Farm to start looking at Mollala's in the heat of the homeless situation, and they came in and said, we can do it. And so we have a nonprofit that comes in. They kind of play the middleman between the homeless and the county to get them vouchers and get them housing. Up until we got our ordinance and resolution passed on homeless, I think we had roughly 35 homeless out on our streets in our city, which for some cities isn't a whole lot. For us, it was a lot. And I mean, even our police chief was having to respond to calls during the day to handle the issues that they were bringing. And so Ant Farm came in, we got our resolution set up, and we set up probably one of the strictest ordinances and resolutions in the state. We gave homeless one location. It's a pocket park that can be seen from either end, and they can set up there at dusk and they leave at dawn. And then we have a parking lot for people with vehicles that they can go park in. If they don't follow the rules, they get a 30-day exclusion. And so since that's all gone into place, since the vouchers have come in, we may have 2-3 people that are just refusing services. But they're still, our compliance officers constantly still working with them. Ant Farm still communicating with them and, offering services for when they are ready. So we had a big turnaround when it came to the homeless in our area.
That's interesting. I would think Roseburg would benefit from doing something very similar, but I don't do local politics as much. That would be more of the city council in Roseburg, and they definitely have their challenges with homeless folks. And there's probably one job that's even more thankless than being a county commissioner, and that's being a mayor. I mean, you just literally can't do anything right because everything is your fault. Even though you have a city council, it's usually a city manager that's making decisions as well. It's tough.
It's funny you brought that up because I actually got the shirt made. It says it's the mayor's fault, and anything that goes wrong in the city, people that I know will constantly put a post up, just jokingly say it's the mayor's fault or it's Scott's fault. So no, it is a fact. If something goes wrong, I'm the one who gets the phone call, and it's always our fault.
Well, in our area here too, our county commissioners just get hammered all the time, and you know we follow the law. And the state, myself, court, the House, we make the laws, right? I mean, we're the ones doing the work, and the counties have to follow the state law. You know, where they have to. There are maybe some places where they don't have to comply exactly, but you know, I mean, it's like zoning. I mean, county zoning. The county didn't put that into play. The state put that into play. You know, it's like we need to build houses. Well, we can't build houses when the state won't allow us to make changes to the. You know, it's not the commissioner's fault.
Right.
We're very fortunate in Douglas County to at least have 3 commissioners that really they actually care about this area. They're very hardworking and they really do care, and they catch so much hell. And I feel for them, but we support them too. And you know, interesting. I spoke to 2 of them today. Almost every day, I speak to one of the 3 commissioners about something that's part of the job. You know, I mean, we're involved, we're engaged in the needs, and because we have such a good working relationship, when it comes to a state issue that we need to get over, we can do that fairly quickly. And as a matter of fact, tomorrow I have a conference call with Senator Merkley and Commissioner Freeman. We're going to talk about timber. Yeah, and it took me a long time to get Merkley to step up and actually get him on the phone. So we'll see how that goes.
If he shows up.
If he shows up, yeah.
Hey, I'll give a shout out to the commissioner. When I was Commissioner Curry County Association, Oregon Counties, that group was so coalesced in really doing good work. It was just remarkable to see. And so I just couldn't say enough good.
It's complex. The position is complex.
A tough job.
It is a tough job. And so is mayor. I mean, it is. I mean, yes. Your skin gets really thick really quick. I mean, you know, it just has to. Hey, look, we're going to take a quick commercial break. We have a couple of sponsors that we're going to show their commercials. And then when we come back, we have 2 new sponsors. We're just going to read off some stuff. Trent's going to read one for me. So we will be back in about 60 seconds. And so stay with us, and hopefully our population on YouTube will continue to grow. And hang with us. We'll be right back. Thank you.
I want to thank one of our sponsors of this show, Diamond Lake Mini Storage. If you need a little extra space, I will always recommend Diamond Lake Mini Storage. They have 45 brand new units ranging from 50 to 250 square feet with a safe and secure and clean facility. But they're more than just a storage business. They proudly support our local community through 4-H, UAC, Meals on Wheels, and other great programs that make Roseburg stronger. Ask about their move-in specials and visit them on roseburgforrent.com. That's roseburgforrent.com. Storage with heart right here at home.
Is your 4x4 ready for the trail? Twin Peaks Off-Road is your first stop for maintenance, repairs, and custom upgrades. From differential services to winch installs, we do it all. Fast, reliable, and built for adventure. Don't wait for breakdowns in the backcountry. Call Twin Peaks Off-Road today at 541-900-0015 or visit twinpeaksoffroad.net. Keep your 4x4 off the roads and in the adventure.
Everybody, welcome back to On the Verge, your conservative voice of Southern Oregon. And we have a couple more sponsors that we're going to read off real quick. And again, if you would like to be a sponsor to this program, this does cost a fair amount of money to put on. If you'd like to be a sponsor, please, by all means, contact me through email, messenger, phone call, however it be. And we're happy to put you on here and read off your commercial for you. And with that, go ahead, Trent. I'll let you go first.
All right. Well, I'm excited about this one because this is actually a friend of mine. We met in BNI a couple of years ago, and this is from Andrea Williams. Feeling tired and sluggish, or just worn down from the gloomy weather or back to school grind? Well, it's time to get your energy and confidence back. Andrea Williams with Advocare helps people clean away the naggy mental cobwebs. Lose weight, boost your energy with Spark, and feel incredible again. Visit healthyhabittribe.org. That's healthyhabittribe.org, or reach out to Andrea Williams on Facebook and start feeling amazing today.
Healthy Habit Tribe.
I have to tell you, I took Sparks, that was called.
Mm-hmm.
I had one today for the first time.
Oh yeah.
She sent me some samples when she sent me the stuff in the mail. I was like, that's pretty good stuff.
Yeah, I've been an Advocare user for years.
Yeah. So this is also another sponsor and friend of both of ours,
yes.
Becky Holmes. It's that time of year again. I'm not talking about hunting season. I'm talking about annual enrollment for Medicare and Marketplace. To find out what Medicare just did to you, give my friend Becky Holmes a call. She will take the time to explain your choices and help you come to a decision that's right for you. Plans change, doctors change, the plans that they accept or the medication list may have changed. Regardless of the changes, Becky is here to guide you through it, and she really does a good job of that, I have to admit. She's licensed in several states and based right here in Roseburg, Oregon. Becky Holm, 541-900-6001. Again, Becky Holm, 541-900-6001. And I just talked to her last week. She's doing a great job.
Yeah.
I don't know how you guys do insurance. I'd rather be in politics.
Sometimes I would too.
But all right, so I know there's some questions and comments that are continuing to roll in. Please keep sending them, but we're going to move on to the second thing here I wanted to talk about, and that's the ICE issue in Portland. If you haven't been following it closely, and this is a lot closer to you, Scott, than it is to us, but the Portland police and Oregon State Police just cleaned up the whole ICE demonstration. They took all their toys and they shoved them in trucks and they sent it down the road. So this is my theory. My theory is that Mayor Wilson, I think is his name.
Yes.
I think he realized he was about ready to, as of tonight, I think at midnight, Trump can bring in the National Guard, and he probably still will, maybe not, I don't know. But I think he realized he was about ready to get his butt kicked.
Mm-hmm.
And I think he decided, well, we better go clean it up, which really irritates me because that means they could have done it a month ago or 6 weeks ago or whenever it started.
2 years ago.
Yeah, 2 years ago.
Yeah.
This didn't have to happen. This is, again, making a statement. But Scott, since you were closest to that flame, what's your feelings on it first, and then we'll go around the room.
Well, I'm sure you remember back dealing with the emergency session and listening to all the Democrats lie on the floor. That's about exactly what's happening in Portland. I've actually gone down and seen it. It was an absolute mess. I haven't seen it since it was cleaned up, but it was an absolute mess, and it's chaos. Portland police are turning their backs on the people that live in that neighborhood, the businesses in that neighborhood. Honestly, I think Mayor Wilson is a mariachi for our governor, and I think he's really listening to the wrong people as far as his career path as a mayor.
I agree 100%. And I had in committee last session, I guess it was in a long session, we had a discussion with Mayor Wilson about the baseball park that they wanted to put in, and the $800 million bond. And in person, in my committee, I asked him, I said, okay, so you're going to need to explain to me what your plan is to police this new project. You know, what are you going to do for security for those businesses and for all the, supposed people that it was going to attract? Oh yeah, we have a plan for that. We're going to bring, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. He literally spent about 3 or 4 minutes explaining to me how great they were going to do. And then about 2 weeks later, they cut $2 million out of the police budget for Portland. So obviously a hypocrite. And for, I'll just call it like it is. He lied.
Yeah.
So
Right.
I'm not impressed, but so what's your thoughts, Court?
Virgil Trent and Mayor, you see what's going on in New York City right now, and the run for mayor.
Yeah, Mondami.
And Marxism, how's it work? It works through deceit. And you just mentioned it, Mayor, about the lying that goes on, and you hate to use those terms. You hate to call somebody a liar, but there's just no two ways around it. It is a group of people that it works to keep them in power. They lie for a living. They lie sometimes when the truth is better for the people. And so, yeah, I've been really supportive, public, open about the president and what is at stake there. When I first came into the legislature 3 years ago, I thought, I'm a rural guy, but I love Portland, and I'm going to do my part to try and save it. And then when you get in the legislature and you see what we're up against, you realize that's a major mountain to climb, and it may be impossible to climb to save that community, that once great city. So, you see the destruction and the violence, and I think I'm probably on Antifa's list right now because I come out real strong.
Well, you don't think the show is?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I think I'm on the right side of that. Hey, David Brock-Smith has just sounded off here on our comments. Thanks, David. I'm glad you're watching and appreciate the comment, and we love you, brother, and we keep up the good work down there.
Hi, Senator.
Yes, Senator. Yeah, Senator David Brock. I'm so used to these guys. I work with them every day.
I
So
wouldn't correct him.
no, it's okay. I should call you by your, I should say mayor and I should say representative.
We've known him how many years?
I know. No, you guys do some good work down there. You know, hand in hand with the nonsense that's going on in Portland and has been going on in Portland is this the No Kings protest, right? I was in I don't know where I was. I think I was in Eastern Oregon when that all went down in Roseburg. But I'm sitting there and I'm going, "Are you freaking kidding me?" There was like 2,000 people here. We don't have 2,000 idiots in Roseburg,
No.
so clearly they came from somewhere,
Yeah.
right? And they bust them in here. I don't know if they paid them. I don't know. I don't get it. Trump is not a king, right? Go ahead.
So I put a black T-shirt on.
Oh no, you did not.
And I walked the crowd.
Did you?
Yeah. And you know,
Yeah, but you're short enough. You can.
that's all right.
Yeah.
I did. But growing up here,
Still took courage.
you guys know this. I know a lot of people.
Yeah.
And you would think in 2,000 people, I would know one person.
Didn't know anybody.
Nobody. Not only that, all their signage was professionally printed, except for a few.
Yeah.
And it's just like that caught me off guard when I saw them. Like, boy, Kinko's really got you, you know. So yeah, but it was weird because they were absolutely zero impact. They got more double birds I've ever seen in one day. It was just like, wow.
Yeah, it was. You know, of course, I wasn't here. I just saw some video of it, and I know the distance that it is from down whatever that is, Mulholland or whatever, or Stewart Parkway.
Stewart Parkway, yeah.
And I was like, there isn't that many people in Roseburg that would go outside at one time. I mean, what the hell is going on here?
Yeah.
So clearly, it was targeted.
It was strategic,
strategically targeted,
yeah.
and it's really sad. I know there are some local folks here that are on that side of the fence, and they were certainly there, and they were bragging about, you know, whatever it is they were bragging about. I don't know. It's hard to listen.
Yeah.
But
But
one of the greatest honors I ever had in my life was get to speak, co-guest speak with Andy No at the Oregon Taxpayer Association. If you haven't spoke to their group, you should book that. I really would encourage you. Anyway, he was physically beat up twice in 18 months.
I heard that.
He's got to keep his family separate and hidden. Great man.
That's
And
the guy from the Oregonian, right?
Yeah.
So the first time he got beat up, I was there.
No way. Wow.
In Pioneer Park. We had just come out of the county courthouse that day. My oldest son had got married at the courthouse when that was all going down.
Oh.
And that was the day that happened. I got my family, so we're out of here. And it was just starting to heat up. And I've got some stories I can tell you about.
You guys
Afterwards.
got tremendous courage.
Oh,
well,
He's
and
got
you know
some-
what? And politics shouldn't be violent. I mean,
No.
you know, clearly we should be
No.
able to disagree with the other side and not have to worry about taking a 30-06 bullet from 200 yards
Yeah.
away. You know, I mean, it's gotten to that point. Now, I want everybody to remember this because I'll say it 100,000 times. Our side didn't shoot.
Yep.
I mean, this is
saying Charlie Kirk holds a microphone and the other side holds a sniper rifle.
an OT-6, right? Yeah, and so. The funny thing is we didn't burn any buildings down. We didn't riot. We didn't blow stuff up. We didn't turn police cars over. The other side does.
Not
Well,
our DNA.
And the sad thing that really bothers me is I've got friends that went to this and they were saying they were protecting democracy and freedom in America. And it's like, whoa, wait a minute. You're saying if I don't agree with you that I should die?
Violence is justified.
Yeah, and there is no justification for that whatsoever.
No.
In politics, period. There's no room
For
for
violence.
physical violence.
No. And honestly, it's probably better for that side that we don't participate in the violence because I know who would win that.
Yeah.
Right. And I don't mean that as a threat, but simply, I heard recently there's rumors of if the SNAP benefits get cut, people are just going to go to Walmart and start stealing the food as people go and get in their cars. They're going to steal your groceries. Go ahead.
Yeah. Good luck with that one.
That's not going to work out in Roseburg
Yeah.
very well for you.
Yeah.
And you might end up with a knuckle sandwich from somebody. I don't know. It's not a good time to be a cop.
Mm-mm.
Let's put it that way, because you're going to be really busy if that kind of nonsense starts happening around here. Let's talk about something everybody I know is very interested in, and I'm not going to say the governor's race yet. We're going to hold that one for just a minute, but the referendum on this nonsense bill that Kotek still has not signed. Who wants to go first?
Go ahead.
Well, I haven't been a captain since high school football, and so I'm a captain on getting signatures. And somebody said, "You know how much work it is?" And I go, "I'm about to find out."
Me too.
Chance, I really do, Mayor.
Yeah,
Sorry.
Mayor Keyser, yeah, you are too, Scott, right?
I'm a captain for Mollala.
Yeah.
Way to go.
And you know, she has 30 days, 30 working days to sign the bill. If she doesn't sign it, it becomes law anyway. And she's off in China or somewhere. I don't know. She doesn't. And even now, I've seen the Democrats are asking her to sign the bill.
Yep.
But I don't really understand exactly why they are saying that. But I will say, in my opinion, she's looking really bad right now. So when it comes time for somebody to run against her, talk about the ammunition.
Yep.
But
Virgil, the reason why the Democrats are trying to get her to hurry up and sign it is because their constituents are wanting to sign this. They want to get out and get this done because I'm sorry, the Democrat constituents in this state also see that there's an issue with this process and they want to make a decision on it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, 94% of the people in the state that polled against this bill.
Yeah.
94%. Even if they were wrong by 30%, it's still a lot. So
Yeah, it reminds me so much of history repeating itself. The Boston Tea Party,
yeah.
taxation without representation, and that's exactly what happened.
The problem is we have some groups that are okay with it that shouldn't be, and the truckers being one of them, and that causes issues. And you know, they want to get paid, they want their, and then there's another whole other side to this thing with this Climate Protection Act that was passed by the Kate Brown era.
Didn't you vote for that? No.
No, thank God I wasn't there. I've never been kicked off the House floor yet. I've been talked to a few times, and I've been gabbled once or twice. But that would have been one that they would have. I might have went out kicking and screaming.
But you get everybody's attention. That really helps.
Well, I try. I'm just not afraid. It's like if I'm going to stand up and speak on the House floor, I don't. They can either listen or they can leave. I'm not unprofessional. I'm not going to go after somebody and make it really bad. I can't even cuss on the House floor because somebody would be offended, but I want to.
Don't change who you are.
Do not use the words clown show.
Well, that would be Junker. And actually, he didn't get gavelled for that.
No, it was brilliant the way he said it though. That's one of my favorite. I could keep going back and looking at that. Like, I wonder if they even have a clue what he's saying.
I think they got it after he said it the second or third time. But I remember silence. We're the clowns. Silence from the clowns. And I'm sitting there laughing. I'm like, I don't know how you could call somebody a clown more direct than just saying it right to their face.
Yeah.
But and that was right in the midst of all the other garbage that went on. I mean, we had the folks on what were the drag queens doing the show on the floor.
Oh, I'm afraid you might bring that up. I'm having a great day.
Well, I don't know. I didn't see it. I've still to this day never seen it because I left the building.
I took pictures and walked out just as they got started.
So here's a question for you guys.
Yeah.
She doesn't sign it, becomes law after 30 days. How do we get it onto the referendum?
Well, it's official. Go ahead.
Well, no. So we file the referendum, and that has to go through Secretary of State, and I don't know how many days that's going to take. Typically, I think that's about a 3-day ordeal. But knowing Tobias Reed,
even if she doesn't sign it,
correct?
Right.
Yeah. At the end of that 30 working days.
Okay.
So she gets 30 working days.
Right.
We get 90 total days.
Right.
So she technically gets 30. She gets what? She gets roughly 45 days,
right?
Which takes up half the time, and she's doing it on purpose.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't know how you could look any worse as a governor. Of course, the ratings show it, But I mean,
God, it's darn callous.
And then you go and you leave the country on a $200,000 junket, not signing it, SNAP benefits not being taken care of. I'm sorry, that's totally classless.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Well, and then when this mess was in the special session, she was off vacationing with her wife in Astoria or somewhere. She didn't even come to special session. It's like, this is your garbage. This is your disaster.
Emergency.
Yeah, it was an emergency session that lasted well past the day that she said she was going to have to lay people off. Today, as a matter of fact, they don't have the money yet. So it's like, evidently she lied that time too.
Well, and the sad thing about it, Virgil, is number one, ODOT's already announced that we're not going to be getting the services that we normally get every winter because nobody's applying to come work on their winter crew. Second off, that nice little income tax raise on us. That money going to TriMet. TriMet is automatically next month going in to start eliminating bus service throughout their routes. So whether they get the money or not, we're still not going to get the services that we're accustomed to. And I'm not saying I'm accustomed to TriMet. We do not get TriMet where I live, but this is where the money's supposed to be going. And yet there's still not going to be these services provided. So, okay, let's move some money around and wait till the next long session. That's what makes sense.
Yeah, that or even the short session, it should have been done, but she purposely did what she did. And I think that was in spite of what we did. We played their game and we beat them at their game at the end of the long session. We ran them out of time. Frankly, once you're under that 10 days, the Republicans control the House, and because we can walk out. As long as we keep the number of seats we have. We drop under 20, we're in trouble. The state's going to go downhill fast if we drop under 20. We have to desperately pick up seats.
Everybody listening, take notes, please.
Yeah. I mean, you got to get out and vote. I mean, there's people that say your vote don't count. Your vote does count, and it counts twice if you don't vote. So, I mean, it counts as if, like, I hope I never die and somebody will vote Democrat in my face. It's so bad. Our elections are a mess. But, Trump got elected by that same election system, and he was so overwhelming, they couldn't beat him. And that's what we need to do in this state. We just need to make it so overwhelming that they can't beat us.
It's attitude.
It is. And I know it's depressing and disappointing when, the Democrats win. But now's the time. I mean, this is our time to shine.
Starts with the Republican governor.
This referendum's actually put the governor in checkmate.
I think so.
If we get the signatures, this goes on the ballot November of 2026. The exact same ballot that Governor Kotek's going to be on, asking for her next term. It's going to remind the voters when they vote no for this tax, why would they vote for her again for trying to ramrod this down their throats?
Absolutely.
And I think poor strategy on the governor. Whoever she's got hired doing her political strategy and her campaigning, she should probably fire him, because this is going to be the closest we get to shaming a Democratic governor in this state in a very, very long time.
Absolutely. Which leads me to my next question, or my next topic. I know Scott wants to sound off on this. So I took a quick look at the amount of folks that have filed for running for governor. And as you know, the news of yesterday, I guess she's senator now. Senator Drazen also, I don't think she's filed yet, but she did announce that she's going to file. There's a list of Republicans. I didn't count. I'd say there's probably 8 or 9. And there's talk of Chris Dudley and talk of Shale Sonnen. And I know they're both planning on speaking at the Washington County Republican, what they call it, Reagan dinner.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming they'll probably announce at that point, or maybe not. Now that Drazen's announced, I don't know. Name recognition, Drazen clearly will be the front runner. We have had Danielle Bethel on our show here now twice. I love her. She speaks well. I think she truly cares about the state, and she comes from a background, that she was the underdog, right? I mean, she doesn't come from a rich family. She comes from, I think she was in foster care. I mean, she's done that whole dance, so she kind of gets that. Everybody here at this table, and Scott, I'm sure we all have an opinion on who we think should be, or what should change, what should happen. I'm going to start with you, Court, because I think I know where you're at on it. What's your thoughts of who we're looking for?
I ran for governor in 2022, and I tell people don't be impressed. There was 19 on the Republican side. I finished just 204 votes out of the top 10. I only spent $4,900, but I got to start getting to know her during that time, and then serving in the legislature with her. I have tremendous respect for her leadership. She is an imperfect candidate. It's like we're all imperfect, but as you said very well there, I think she is absolutely our best shot. And if nothing else, the veto power that she would have to stop some of this craziness, some of the Portland tidal waves that come at us nonstop. So I'm pretty optimistic, and I'm also very optimistic for Monique Despain. I think she's got a really legitimate chance as well. And so, I just really appreciate their bravery to step in again. And so I'm going to be working hard for both of them. And if whoever survives the primary.
The primary, yeah.
Yes.
I spoke with Monique today. She calls me often. She's really looking for support down here. Great lady.
Yeah.
She'll be back on the show. I think she kind of wanted to come on tonight. I said, we got a full docket tonight, but we'll get her back on here. I have to comment on this. Dwayne Waller, great guy, and he's from Sutherland, good friend of mine. He said Democrat senators and reps that are asking Tina to sign, they're trying to save their own butts.
Yeah.
and
He's got it.
Yeah, you're not wrong. Yes, what a mess. Okay, so who wants to go next? Scott?
Well, who I'm for? I'm for Danielle Bethel. To me, coming from the city or coming from county commissioner, I think there's a lot more experience that comes to a lot more experience in running a state than being a legislator. We have budgets that we have to follow. We have, we're close to ground level. We make laws, but we also have to find ways to enact them. And I've asked this question several times, and I've asked myself, what has changed in since Christine ran for governor last time? What has she done different? And when people have answered me, it's been, well, she fought the governor on the ODOT package. Well, yeah, so did I. So did you, Virgil. So did you, Court. We all fought. We didn't succeed, because if we would have, we wouldn't be going into this referendum process. If you ask Danielle what she's accomplished in now 5 years that she's been a county commissioner, she was instrumental in recovery efforts for the Santiam Canyon, brought a ton of funding in for the recovery effort. Just yesterday, she opened one of the biggest mental health crisis recovery units in the state in Salem. Now that's action. And I just, I look at the path that Senator Drazen's taken. She's taken out 2 good Republicans. She took out Representative Heeb, odd fellow, but great voting record. If you want to look at his conservative voting record, I'm sure it was pretty high. And now with the senator, she just kind of put an axe in Helfrich. Helfrich could have gone in and had the incumbent title. And to me, that it makes me feel like it's an ego. It makes me feel like it's for her, not for the people, not for the voters. What's the next meal ticket coming in? And so my support's with Danielle. I think she's got the experience. I think she is an underdog. She doesn't have the name, but give her some time, and we'll see who pans out in May.
I totally get your points. I love Danielle. She's great. I mean, the times that we've had meetings, we had some private meetings as well. She knows her stuff. Unfortunately, in this state, and probably in any state, it takes money, name recognition, and popularity, right, to win a governor's race. Well, pretty much for just about any political race. And Danielle and I spoke about the amount of money she needs to raise, and I'm not sure she quite understands how much she does need to raise. I mean, she really does need to get on a stick, and it's going to be hard to outraise and outspend Drazen.
Yeah.
I mean, Drazen's going to raise a ton of money. Frankly, I think you need probably 10 million in the bank before you even start a governor race if you're going to be competitive. That'll get you through the primary. You're going to need to raise another 10 to 15, depending on who the incumbent is to get to be serious. And I wish it wasn't that way, but that's the world we live in.
Yeah. So
now anything can happen. Popularity changes. I mean, sometimes the underdog wins, and even if they don't spend the amount of money, but it's $250,000 a week to put out a television ad.
Yeah.
And God help me, I didn't have to do that, but I raised over 100,000 my first time around, and we're well on our way back to that again. Just to hold off challenges that we
It's
do.
amazing. That's what it takes.
It does, yeah. And you know, people don't understand that. They're like, well, you know, you're living off you're making all this money. It's like, no, we don't make $1 off the money we raise. All of that money, not only is it accounted for, it has to be spent for. There's only certain things you can spend the money on. But if you don't have that money and you don't have that ability to reach out and touch the public, it's hard to get that recognition. I also believe you have to make your presence known in 36 counties. You know, you have to go. And I will have to hand it to Mayor Stan when Pulliam, when he was running for governor. I mean, the guy, he got a doggone, he got a motorhome and he painted the side of it or whatever he did, and off he went. And he hit all those counties. You know, he didn't win, and again, it's a popularity thing and a money thing, but people know who he is, you know, like him or not. So Trent being the Republican chair, what's the party thinking?
Well, we have to, because of our bylaws, we have to stay neutral until after the primary. But I would say this to everybody out there, whoever that person ends up being, we've got to turn that to an R.
Agreed.
You know, if it turns out to be Daniel, then, you know, and I'm like you, she'll do a great job.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
If it turns out to be Christine, I actually, you know, we know both of them.
Yeah.
And she'll do a great job, but it will stop the nonsense and the idiocy.
31, 16, and 1.
Yeah.
Can I
We
add
would
one
not
thing?
be here with that.
Trent, to your point, you know, I tell people that I'm close to,
Mhm.
if you really care, here's something you can do. Make 20 phone calls, donate $20,
Yep.
you know, knock on 20 doors. Don't just vote. Okay. We've all been in those periods.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you a little story about Vicatia, the last Republican governor we had.
Is this going to be a boat story up the road?
No.
Oh.
Yeah. Sorry,
I've
Mayor.
heard that.
No, you're good.
No, but he lost in 1978. He lost pretty bad, and he's very well respected. People couldn't even pronounce his name. You know, come back the second time because of the name from there that you mentioned.
Yeah.
He won really big. And
Remember his campaign, Atia.
Yeah.
Remember the I'm old enough to remember it.
With an exclamation mark.
And he's got a bronze statue in the airport.
Yeah.
So for what that's worth, that's why I'm hedging towards Grayson because of the name recognition and we're serving with her for 2.5 years on the House side. So
I might say one more thing to everybody that's out there too. If you're in Court's district, you know, donate to his campaign, okay? Because he doesn't use it all for him. He helps those other chairs. The same for Virgil. I know we helped a lot of chairs last year.
we're going to campaign our what all.
Yeah, not just for their seats. And I'm actually in Court's district.
Thank you.
And we campaign, we're going to get the seats we lost plus back. And this is a time we can do this. And I've been saying this from the beginning. But it's going to take all of us that are on here every single week having a conversation with somebody. I make it a goal to talk to minimum 10 people a week, just about that. You know, now I've had some interesting conversations. Yeah. I was at a wedding this weekend. I had a couple of conversations. 3 of them were really good. One of them went off the railroad tracks, but that's life.
Let me guess, it was the groom.
No, actually, no, it was all good. The groom's good. Yeah. Dad's happy, man.
Yeah. No, I can't stress how important it is to support your you know, or not. I mean, if you believe in your politician, whoever that may be, whether it be your state representative, your commissioner, your whatever, even your mayor, it counts, especially on our level, because like Trent says, PACs are funny. We know. So for one thing, Court, myself, and the caucus, and of course the chairs, we know how the lineup is starting to shape up because we are vetting, you know, people that are running for office, we're vetting candidates. Leadership is doing that already, so we know where to direct the money. So I mean, if you donate $10,000 to one of us, and we see that, for instance, can't think of her name, lost in a tight Tracy Kramer. You know, I think that was probably there was some funny business going on with her election, and she lost that election, but we were funneling as much money as we could into that. It was very close.
And going door to door.
And going door to door. Yeah. I mean, and those are the kind of things that we do to try to turn the state red. I mean, there's nothing more important than turning the state red. My motto is 31, 16, or 1. 31 in the House, 16 in the Senate, or just one governor. Any of those 3 numbers could change the entire state. Governor has veto power. House and Senate have to agree on a bill before it flies. But and I've got some crackpot local people that make fun of that number that I say, but whatever.
Keep beating that drum.
Yeah, it's reality.
Wow.
So, well, listen, guys, we're coming down on our last few minutes here. Scott, I want to give you the first opportunity for closing. Any thoughts that you would like to bring forward? I know you had some projects in your district that you're working on too.
Yeah, we actually in December, we open our brand new police station. It was the only thing that we've bonded out since I've been elected, and on time, under budget. And we're real excited about that. Next year, our sewage treatment plant opens, going green. It's going to be using UV light. Want to thank legislature. They gave us $5 million out of the Christmas tree fund, and very, very appreciative of that money. It helped a lot. And in the projects or in the planning phases, we're working on our drinking water facility, adding a new silo and 2 new water intakes. So hopefully by the time I walk out of here in 3 years, the major portion of our infrastructure will be completely rebuilt.
That's amazing.
That's awesome.
Good job, Mayor, and please keep up the good work. Thank you for all of your efforts. I know being a mayor is tough. From what we don't know each other that well, but from what I do know, you are a pretty tough dude. I know your skin's thick.
Well, at least the right side is. The Bell's palsy hit me 2 weeks ago, so I'm still trying to get my left side back, but it'll come back.
Oh yeah. Well, Court, any last closing thoughts?
Hey, it was really good to see you at the Frank Moore tribute.
Oh, yeah.
I just, the North Umpqua, Frank and Jeannie Moore, Steelhead Sanctuary, and thanks for the work, Virgil, that you've done on the North Umpqua with the Cow Creek Tribe and the whole Arch Creek hatchery. That's going to be huge for all the generations to follow. And Frank believed that you could have Boice timber harvest and Steelhead recovery, salmon recovery all at the same time. And I think we really all jointly believe that.
Yeah, it was a very nice. I don't know if you follow my social media, I put some photos up of the bench that let's see, it was the Source One Serenity put that bench together in memorial for Frank Moore. And Frank's an old time. He passed away at age 99.
World War II vet.
World War II vet.
The storm, the Normandy beach.
Yeah. He unfortunately his cabin burned down in the Arch Creek fire, and he was, I think, at that time about 95 years old when that happened. But anyway,
and I meant to say Rock Point after. Sorry,
Rock Creek. Yeah, no. So that was interesting. So Court walks in, and I'm standing there in Steamboat Inn, and Court walks in, and I'm like, "Are you not on the wrong river?" I'm like, this is the North Umpqua. Did you turn left when you should have went straight? Anyway, no, it was just kind
I
of
didn't
fun.
bring my boat, but I would have got him in, and we would have done some navigating.
Yeah, there's some interesting water up there to navigate in a jet boat, but I would like to see you do it. All right, Trent, you get the last closing thoughts today.
I just want to thank Court for coming over. I never did get to tell you. I got to go up the river with Court in May, and I lived here all my life. I've never been on that part of the road ever, and we had such a great day, and historically got to see the general at where the house was, and Paradise Lodge was amazing.
Yeah.
And to hear the other day when there was a fire there, you were up there protecting.
Saw that. You were all
That
firefighters.
was my buddy Kevin that was with me that introduced you to, he called me, goes, "Did you know your buddy Court's up there?" Because they're in Grants Pass. I said, yeah, I think that's amazing, folks, that we got representatives that they don't sit on the hill, they go out to the mountain.
Yeah. We thank you for all of you're a first responder too. I mean, thank you.
Yeah. And on First Responder Day, thanks for remembering that.
I know, right? Well,
Thank you for both of your service.
Absolutely. And today at Champagne Creek Ranch, I'll just close off with this. DPSST did their first training today. I think they're training the next 3 days for the Type 6 engines, and eventually it will be law enforcement training as well.
Nice.
To teach those folks that are, because a lot of those kids or firefighters are fairly young and not a lot of off-road experience, and they're driving these, brush rigs that weigh 18 to 20,000 pounds out in the brush, and they're getting stuck. We almost lost one 2 years ago in Camps Valley. The fire caught up with them and he got stuck. So they're doing that training on a ranch. The ranch does not charge for that training. I did not teach the class today, but they have somebody up there doing the same class that I normally do teach, and I did go up and watch. But it's just another amazing thing that we get to do. And there's not a day that goes by when we're not busy doing something.
Douglas
And-
Forest protect you. Are we proud of them or what?
They are the best. I mean, this year those guys got on the fires so fast. We had no major wildfires to speak of within our districts.
It was
that
so
took off.
refreshing.
Yeah, it was, and it was 100% because of them. I have to say also, Rod Schilling, I thank you for your compliment, and I also got your message. And yes, we will get Monique Despain on here, maybe even next. Well, I don't know about next week, but I'll be in Vegas next week, so we may end up postponing a little bit. But one way or the other, we'll get her on here sooner than later. She's raising money like crazy. I talked to her today for quite a while. She's very optimistic. You know, I always give her my 2 cents worth of advice, and she
It's
basically says, "Yeah, whatever." So anyway, again, Scott, thank you for joining us tonight, and
Thanks for having me.
hopefully we can get you back on sometime if you'd like.
Absolutely.
Court, thank you for coming all the way over here and staying and joining us. And Trent, as always, thank you. And thank you to everybody for listening to our podcast. Again, we're a conservative voice of Southern Oregon. We have wonderful sponsors, and we have wonderful guests on here and we only tell the truth.
That's right.
And that's what we do. So thank you guys. And until next week, we will see you then.
Thanks, Mayor.
Thank you.
I want to thank one of our sponsors of this show, Diamond Lake Mini Storage. If you need a little extra space, I will always recommend Diamond Lake Mini Storage. They have 45 brand new units ranging from 50 to 250 square feet with a safe and secure and clean facility. But they're more than just a storage business. They proudly support our local community through 4-H, UAC, Meals on Wheels, and other great programs that make Roseburg stronger. Ask about their move-in specials and visit them on roseburgforrent.com. That's roseburgforrent.com, storage with heart right here at home.
Is your 4x4 ready for the trail? Twin Peaks Off-Road is your first stop for maintenance, repairs, and custom upgrades. From differential services to winch installs, we do it all. Fast, reliable, and built for adventure. Don't wait for breakdowns in the backcountry. Call Twin Peaks Off-Road today at 541-900-0015 or visit twinpeaksoffroad.net. Keep your 4x4 off the roads and in the adventure.